Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lisa with Lisa Capen Quilts, and if you have been following me on Facebook, then you might have seen me post some pictures of my bigger blocks of all the things when I've been hand stitching them on a frame that Harlen made for me, and several of you have asked if he could make some more, so he has. Today I'm going to turn the camera over to Harlen for a second, and he's going to demonstrate how to put together the scrolling stitch frames that he has made. And then we're going to bring it back and I'm going to show you how to load a project on them and why it's beneficial to have one, and then how easy it is to take your project off. Now, we have like 9 of them?
Yeah, currently we have 9, but don't worry, I'll make more if you guys find them, if they're popular.
He has been having so much fun, y'all, and so I'm kind of glad that y'all asked if he could make some more, because he has just been having so much fun down in the garage with all of his woodworking tools, and the frames are really awesome. So let me turn it over to Harlen. I'm going to have him show you how easy it is to put together, and then we'll turn it back over to me and show you how to load your project.
Okay, so when you receive your package, you will receive 2 dowels like this with pre-attached leaders. You'll have the legs like this, which will be partially pre-assembled, and you'll have the feet like this. So you'll notice that the feet have a flat side and a rounded side. The flat side go down like this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up one of your legs. You're going to rotate the top like this, and then there is a wing nut down here at the bottom. You're just going to remove that. I'm just going to let it fall off onto my work surface here. And then there's a flat washer. You'll remove that as well. Then you're going to take your foot with the flat side facing down and then put them together like this, like Lincoln logs. And this bolt will slide right through there. Then you'll put your flat washer on, then your wing nut back on, just like that, and then you'll repeat. So let's do that one more time. I'm going to set this over here out of the camera view for a moment. You're going to rotate, take your wing nut off, take your flat washer off, put it together like Lincoln logs. Flat washer back on, wing nut back on. And there we go, got it. So, and then you're going to install your dowels. So the first thing you're going to do is, you see how these wing nuts are facing up? You want to rotate this so that the wing nuts are facing down. And then you're going to just make sure they're loosened up just a little bit. Not all the way, just a little. And then you're going to take your dowel, and then you're going to make sure that there is a notch right here, a little tab that is facing you. You want that facing you over the top like that. And you're just going to slide it in until the dowel becomes flush with this surface right here. And then you're going to take your other dowel and you're going to slide it into the other hole like this. And it just twists in there just gently. And then you'll see, again, it's flush right here. And then your leaders, they have a notch here and a little notch here. You want them facing each other towards the middle. And then you're going to take your other leg, make sure your wing nuts are facing downward. And then you're just going to take and slide those right in. You can just loosen them up a little bit like this. And then rotate the dowel in, tighten them back down, and there you go, you're all assembled.
So show them how the wing nuts on the sides can adjust.
Right, so you have wing nuts right here and right here. So if you use those wing nuts, if you just loosen that up like that, and over here you can rotate the frame like this. And then there's wing nuts at the top and the bottom. If you loosen those, you'll be able to take and rotate your dowels like this. And then, of course, Lisa's going to show you how to operate those during her part of the video.
Awesome, honey. Thank you so much for making these frames for everybody.
You're welcome.
So to get started, I like using a heat erasing pen. You could use chalk, you could use pen. I usually make this mark off outside of my project area anyway. But we're going to mark the center on both the top and the bottom. So I fold my project in half and give it a little crease at the top. And then I give myself a mark right in the center. And then I do the same thing for the bottom. I fold my project in half, give it a little pinch to mark that fabric, and then I just mark it with a pen right at the bottom. And that gives me the halfway mark at the top and at the bottom. We're going to match up those marks onto the leaders. The top leader and the bottom leader have both been marked exactly in the center. So I unroll the top leader just a little bit, and I take a couple of pins and I match up the halfway mark on my piece to the leader end. And for me, I find it easy to use 3 pins just temporarily just to hold that in place, okay? But I don't like leaving the pins in there and rolling it up. I take a thread. This is a crochet thread. It works really nicely, and I have tons and tons and tons of it. And it lasts me forever, but you can use any kind of thread. Put a knot at the end of your thread and then just do some great big basting stitches from one side to the other, right across, stitching through your project and that leader. Then we can roll up our project on this top roll. I just loosen those wing nuts and roll up the project a little bit. And then for me, I find it easier to just flip the frame completely the other way and line up the middle mark on the bottom of my project to the leader, and then pin my project in place. And then again, taking a string or a thread, just do some big basting stitches right across the bottom. Now these frames are awesome because you can adjust your project on the top or the bottom leader as you're stitching along, and there's no rehooping. And I don't have the hoop marks in my project when I'm all done. So I've done the basting stitch on both the bottom and the top. And now we can just start rolling our project, right? So you can roll it up on the bottom leader or on the top, depending on where you want to start stitching. And you can tighten your project as tight as you like it or leave it as loose as you like it. Now I like doing this with my hand stitching, but you can also use this as a quilting frame as well. So if you have all 3 layers of your project already layered and you want to do some hand quilting, you load it exactly the same way as you see me doing here. Once you've rolled up your project, you can tighten the wing nuts. I think the hardest part for me is remembering which way to loosen and which way to tighten on the wing nuts. On my frame, I actually wrote myself a little note on one of the sidebars. So then you can just adjust it. If you're standing, it's really nice. You could adjust it. Sometimes I'll work one way and then flip it around and work from the other way. And then if I need to, I'll roll my project up on one of the bars. So it's very, very easy to use. Let me just show you how I unroll it and advance my project. So let's say we've stitched towards the top and now we need to come towards the center of our project or towards the bottom. And let me show you how I love to use the frame, right? So for me, having hands free, meaning I'm not holding a hoop, and I can use both my hands to guide the thread, guide my needle, for me, it just makes doing hand stitch work so much faster and way more precise. And I find that my hands are less tired at the end of my stitching because I'm not holding on to a hoop. And then once you're done, I just like to flip my whole frame upside down like this and rest it on the table and tie off my project, or tie off the thread that I'm stitching. And then change threads or move to a different area. And once you're done with all of your hand stitching, look how super easy it is to take off your project. I just snip those basting stitches and it just simply lift off my project, and then just pull the threads from the basting stitches out of the leaders. Unroll the project and cut those big stitches. And just lift my project right off and pull out those big stitches. And that's it. That's how easy it is to take off what you're working on. And again, no hooping marks left in my project. I love that. And I have used my scrolling stitch frame almost every single day.